Our card for yesterday and today was from the Oracle of the Mermaids by Lucy Cavendish. And because this is a deck that we haven't really used a lot, I thought I would read from the guidebook first. That way you can hear, there's a pretty extensive story behind this mermaid card. Cautionary word, I will butcher a bunch of words, and this writing is wonderful, but the rhythm is really hard to read aloud, so I'll probably stumble over it a lot. And try not to be confused, because sometimes she switches from first person to third person, and the mermaids at first are speaking to us like directly. Okay, so the card was number 9, the Magick of the Cohean Druith, and I think it might be Cohean Druith, but it's an Irish word, so I'll just say it Irishy. The Cohean Druith. And the message of the card is caution, secrecy, and wary. The mermaids sing. It is well known amongst those who have loved or lived among the sea maids that Ireland's unique mermaids are the Merrows. Not so many know we have a magical object that allows us to move between the land and sea. This is the Cohean Druith. A red cloak and a red cap. Some Merrow seekers whisper these are no cloak and cap at all. The cloak was a long scarlet waterfall of our red hair. The red cap, our scarlet hair bundled on top of the head. Whatever the true origin, our red cloak and red cap are part of our legend. This wearing of the cap and cloak allows the Merrow to shift seamlessly from sea to land creature. So keeping their Cohean Druith safe is paramount for our ability to return to the sea. So here, right, she uses the word there and our in the same sentence, so it's sometimes confusing. Merrows in human form never leave the ocean for long. They sing to the waves, and those of us who have been stolen often cry at the shore, wondering why we feel we are never home, trapped by the loss of the Cohean Druith and the memory of Tirfoltheon. I have no idea how to say that. It's TIR space FO space THOINN. If a Merrow chooses to wed a human for love, she will sometimes cut her long red hair and dye it, and secret her Cohean Druith away in a sea cave where no one can find it. If her man breaks her heart or betrays her by taking her cloak and cap, she will find them, and she will return to the depths of the sea to heal and allow her salty tears to merge with the sea. Sometimes greedy men cut the Merrow's hair or steal their Cohean Druith late at night while they rest on the beach under the starlight after rescuing some sailors from the soul cages, or sleep deep on a rock after shepherding the precious leatherback turtles into warmer waters. This happens more often than it should, as a Merrow bride is much sought after, not only for her beauty, voice, and compassionate nature, but because she is said to bring great treasure, gold, pearls, corals, and great catches in the nets, to the one who gains her for their own. But those who seek her and take her without loving her against her free will never truly benefit. And those who steal her Cohean Druith can never keep them for long. Some who have stolen the maid of the sea mysteriously become captives of their own soul cage, and no Merrow can or will hear their cries for help. In the reverse position, which honestly this card flipped out and sort of landed on the side, so I guess we'll take both interpretations into account. So reverse position means refusing to acknowledge or even contemplate what you wear and So refusing to acknowledge or even contemplate how what you wear and the way you move and dress and be sends unmistakable signals to others. Trying to hide or camouflage rather than express who you are, and thus conveying only your fears and your hesitancies. Merrows are often seen with sharks, gentling them and dissuading them from being too vigilant in their policing activities. Merrows ensure that sharks use their authority and patrolling capacity in ways that are just. Even so, Merrows know just when to avoid a shark. Merrows also swim with the gray seals, playing with the pups and teaching them how to fish and fend for themselves, and which fishermen to avoid. When this card is reversed, it is time to wonder whether you have given too much power over to what frightens or what has once frightened you. So the message there is ponder on whether or not you've given your power over to your fears or what used to be fearful to you. Divination is that it is time for you to create a symbol of who you are in your heart. It may be that you wish to dye your hair or transform your appearance in some way. You may wish to lose weight or shape your body via healthful exercise, using weights and swimming. It may be that you have adopted a more conservative appearance as of late to suit better your age or your job, or what your conditioning may be telling you is suitable. But the Marrow and her Cochiran Druith tell you that it is up to you to determine your appearance and your wellness, your body and your style. It is also time to consider the dolphins, as Marrows are strongly aligned with the dolphins, including fungi, F-U-N-G-H-I, fungi, I don't know, it's not spelled exactly like fungi. The famous dolphin of Dingle Bay. It is also time to choose more strictly who you will interact with. The Marrows wish for you to signal to others who you are through your clothing or your jewelry, so that you may find your soul family more easily. Symbols of which appearance and clothing are one can do this for you. It's I don't know why, but the way that this is worded is just so hard to read, so I apologize for that. It just was very clumsy. So that was the book's interpretation of the card, but as I read, I intuitively got a deeper message about the mermaid and this whole story, and so I'll read you sort of what came to me. Mermaids are magical creatures who can exist in water or on land. They can live in both worlds, but their natural habitat is in the depths of the murky waters of the oceans and seas. The water is symbolic for the realm of subconscious and the emotions, that which is unknown, unseen, or mysterious. The land, then, is a place that is known, seen, understood by the intellect. It is more knowable. The wind, or intellect, can blow through, shaking the trees, bringing rain, and reshaping the very landscapes. The intellect can interact with the conscious realm. Although the wind can stir up the surface of the water and create massive waves, just below the surface, the depths are undisturbed. The intellect cannot functionally interact with the subconscious. The fact that the mermaids can coexist in both places is what makes them such mystical and compassionate beings. Many times saving the lives of the very sailors who would have taken them captive with the intention of exploiting their beauty and powers. Many human men sought after mermaid brides because they were said to bring treasures and great catches to their nets. However, those who take a mermaid without loving her will never truly benefit. Sometimes those who are like the mermaids, magical creatures who live on the mainland, are misunderstood by those around them, and even at times made to feel like freaks. The mystic can be a target for those who judge what they don't understand, for those who begrudge their manifestations, or for those who seek to exploit their wisdom and spiritual practice. Legend has it that mermaids would have a magical possession that would allow them to come ashore, and those who would attempt to capture the mermaid for their own keeping would steal this magical token, trapping the mermaid on land, unable to return home to the sea. The message here is that if you are like the mermaid, be careful who you share your treasures and secrets with. Protect yourself while keeping your heart open. There is a balance between trusting and protecting yourself. Listen to your intuition. Do not let others who do not understand the ways of the water hold you on land against your will. Be who you are. You have insight for a reason. Your insight, your uniqueness are your treasures. Don't let the land dwellers rob you of this. If they're lucky, someday they'll learn how to swim. In the meantime, be yourself, shine bright, swim in the depths, run on the lands, and don't worry about those who don't understand. Love unconditionally, but be wise about who you trust with your treasure. So yeah, both interpretations sort of have similar but different messages. In the booklet, it's all about, outwardly expressing yourself the way you want and not letting other people tell you that you need to tone it down, or just, keeping up with your health and everything. But when we look at the sub meanings of the card, they talk about caution, secrecy, and wariness. And I don't think that that's encouraging paranoia. I just think that it's sometimes we know who we can trust and sometimes we don't. And many times we get a red flag about somebody and we ignore it. And, we tell them all our business, or we tell them, our deepest feelings or whatever. And they may go off and tell other people, or they may, keep that information and use it for their own purposes. There are also situations where, people just don't get you. Like, if you're the one, that has a different perspective, or, a different understanding of things that is not congruent with the average train of thought, people aren't going to get it. Like, they don't get you. Like, I've grown up my whole life people thinking I'm weird, and I've just embraced it and accepted it. I'd rather be weird and aware of the greater reality than asleep. So, yeah, hide your coherent truth and bring it out for special occasions. This has been confusing sometimes and hard to say. And I've gotten tongue-tied a lot, and that's okay, because we all just need to put ourselves out there and stop worrying about perfectionism. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and may your every moment be graced with light, love, and magic. Peace.